Welcome back to You Are Supreme Toys again with another Mighty Morphin Power Rangers review. This time we're going to be looking at the Yellow Ranger from Super7. Nothing much going on with the outside shipper box, so let's go ahead and pop this figure open. Alright, so let's do the slipcover reveal. Let's see what we got. Okay. Wow. I don't know. The figure doesn't look too bad. I gotta say, first impressions, she does not look bad. A lot of accessories in here. A lot of accessories. I hope they don't fall apart like some of the Putty Patroller accessories did. Wow. Looks pretty good. Nice little backer. Got the Yellow Ranger here. Interesting note, in the Japanese version of the show, the Yellow Ranger was a man. For some reason, I guess he was petite enough for them to get away with making him a female in the American version. Got a bio on the back. The Yellow Ranger is an essential member of the Power Rangers, never one to shy away from facing fears, especially when a fellow Ranger is in trouble, or when her doll magically comes alive. Trini Kwan was first to be chosen for the mantle of the Yellow Ranger, later transferring her powers to Aisha Campbell before leaving for the World Peace Summit. The Yellow Ranger calls upon the power of the saber-toothed tiger to utilize her strength, agility, and armor-piercing power daggers to defeat the evil forces of Rita Repulsa. Okay. Alright. Okay. Interesting. Alright. I already can see some issues I'm going to have with this figure coming out of the package, but as glorious as she looks in the package, and as some of these accessories look too, let's go ahead and pop her out and see what we got. Yeah. Okay, that was a lot of tape. Every accessory was taped into place just about. Okay. First off, I want to point out the paint on this helmet. It's not perfect, but the metallic that they did for the mouth, nose, and teeth looks great. That's very good metallic paint. It almost looks vac metal, like you would have gotten on a vintage figure or something. Now, the paint on the helmet is definitely a glossier paint than the suit. You might be like, "Oh, that's not cool," but the helmets were actually much glossier than the suit. The suits were just this, spandex jumpsuit, whereas the helmet was a hard plastic costume accessory. So it actually looks really good. It could be better, but it looks really good. Let's take a look at this. The belt buckle. You can actually sort of see the silhouette of the saber-toothed tiger there, and it is painted pretty good. You can actually read Power Rangers on it, though I'm pretty sure Power Rangers wasn't on the belt buckle, so I don't know why they printed that there. It would have been Zuranga. Okay. This looks pretty much like a female Putty Patroller as far as articulation and sculpt goes. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit more range of motion here. They decided to do a swivel here instead of the hinge, which I prefer for this type of figure. The head is kind of locked into place other than the up and down. There's not any side to side because it's just so tight. The shoulders, actually there's plenty of free range there. I don't know, I don't know if they needed the bicep cut, because they also have a sort of a cut here at the elbow. It is a single jointed elbow. a hinged wrist. I don't know. I just feel like the articulation could have been done better with these slender characters. It just, the cuts just look really bad. They just look like something thrown together. That being said, the ab and chest swivel are pretty good on her. They go up and down pretty good. You can get a lot of range of motion in this, a lot of dynamic posing. So that's pretty nice. I like that. This irritates me. I don't know why companies insist on, whenever they make a Power Ranger figure, they always attach the holster. It's big, it's bulky, it gets in the way, and it is permanently attached to the waist. That annoys me. It can't even swivel out of position like some other companies do, which means it's going to get in the way of the hip articulation. But not too bad. It's soft enough to where it's going to, be pliable. But when you move it back, it's going to take a while for it to form back to its original position, as you can see. So, I don't know. The sculpt is okay. It's very flat and generic, I think. You get plenty of motion out of it. It's also a twist there, just like the Putty Patroller. Rocker ankles, boot twist. Pretty standard articulation. I feel like they could have did better to hide or try to hide some of the mold lines on the actual figure. But it is what it is. I guess you're not going to be looking at her from the side a lot. You can get quite a range of motion with the figure as it is, though. And she can stand. Like, that's pretty dynamic. This is heads and tails above what you can typically get with a Super 7 figure. Not that far, but it's definitely more significant. I like the articulation on this. I'm satisfied with it. The only issue I have is really just the cuts themselves. The articulation's good, but the cuts are pretty bad. They're not very well hidden, and I feel like some of the articulation points could have been utilized differently. But, I'm not a toy manufacturer, right? All right, look at this big pile of stuff. Let's bring this up here and go through everything one at a time. First off, we have her Morpher, and it is not going to be the same Morpher for every Ranger. You can see the little silhouette of the saber-toothed tiger there in the center. So this is Trini's Morpher, or Aisha's, whoever you prefer. She also comes with this little creepy elf doll. This is an episode-specific accessory. I remember this episode very well, but I hated that episode. There are actually a lot of episodes of Power Rangers which I did not like, and yeah, I really don't care if they included it. It does not even stand. It will not stand. She comes with her key. I believe this is the crystal that they shove into the console to power the Zords. That's pretty cool. Unnecessary, but cool. She comes with a bouquet of flowers. I don't remember what these are from, so this is just a bouquet of flowers. Take them or leave them. She comes with a pair of toy-inspired daggers. So these are modeled to look just like the vintage action figures dagger accessories, where they have the pegs that you could, once you bought all the Rangers, you could plug all their accessories together and create the, I don't remember what you call it, the Super Blaster or whatever it was, Power Ranger Blaster, I don't know. Of course, she has her screen accurate daggers, which look great. They have the little saber-toothed tiger emblems sculpted in. The metallic paint is very well done. Like I said, it almost looks like vac metal. The flashing is a little, I can still see some of the flashing on the edges of the blades, but the vac metal look kind of hides that pretty good. These are really cool. I like those a lot. So you can have like a vintage toy look or the actual screen accurate look. She comes with not one, not two, but 3 different blasters. She has the holstered blaster, the one where the blade is extended, and then of course the gun mode. Now this is pretty cool. You can even see Power Rangers tampoed on the sides. These are painted very well. The colors are pretty good. These are probably going to be standard with every Ranger because everybody has these. I had the actual like role play toy of this, and it was one of the best toys of the 90s in my opinion because it could change into all 3 modes. So this is a really cool little accessory. I'm glad they included all 3 versions. And then they did include the 4th version. This is a flat light version of the blaster. This is inspired by the vintage toy as well. All the Rangers had these. First, she has 2 closed fists. She has her 2 saber-toothed tiger stance hands. She has her 2 I'm gonna get you hands. Two gripping hands. These are the vertical as opposed to the horizontals that come attached to her in the package. And then she has 2 little kung fu looking hands, gripping action type of deal. And of course she comes with 2 alternate head sculpts. This is kind of a sad wave because we have 2 actors represented here in this wave who are now no longer with us. Of course, we have my Yellow Ranger. This is Thuy Trang, who portrayed Trini in the first season of Power Rangers. And I gotta say, the face sculpt is not that great. It's okay. The paint is okay. Super7 definitely can't really pull off likenesses all that well. I mean, there's this flange of fleshy plastic right behind the hair. I don't know if that's supposed to be her ear or what. They could have did better. I really wish NECA would do a series of Power Rangers there as well, because I feel like they would knock the likenesses out of the park. But Thuy Trang, she died over 20 years ago. I think it was 2001 in a car accident. That always made me sad. I actually did not know that for a very long time until a coworker at my job was like, "Oh, she died." I was like, "What?" And I had to look it up. But this was my Yellow Ranger, and of course, the secondary Ranger was Aisha here. I don't know the actress's name, so I'm sorry to anybody who was a fan of hers, but hers face sculpt's okay too. I don't know. I just feel like they could have did so much better. Look how deep her ear is. Her ears are so deep. The hair's done okay. It's got the little bow on the top. Yellow bow, because she's the Yellow Ranger. So let's see how the head comes off. How tight it is. Well, it's pretty tight. So how do the heads look? Let's see. It's pretty tight. I don't know. I feel like her head's too tight. Like her neck should be longer. So this is one good thing about the swappable heads. You know, she can hold her helmet. So you can have all your Rangers with the actor's likeness that you want holding their helmet, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see how Aisha does. I'm the Yellow Ranger too. That's pretty cool. I like that. You know, both of these head sculpts, I'll say this, the sculpts and representations of the actors' heads don't outshine the body sculpts, if that makes sense. It's like not life accurate, but it's sort of like if they were in a comic book likeness. It's almost like they're designed and sculpted to what these actors would have looked like and the figures would have looked like in a comic book. So, I don't know. Pretty good. Let's see. The hands come off pretty easy. I don't know which hand you'd want. Let's do the gripping hands. Let's give her daggers. Okay. Flawed. Alright. That one's okay. So I guess they do different size gripping hands for the different accessories. So like one set of gripping hands is tighter for the smaller dagger, which isn't very tight, and then the others for like the toy size. I don't know. Where's that other one I had? This one tighter? Nope. Okay, that's the one. Ooh. The gun goes in the holster pretty good. Like, I feel like the holster's just way too thick. She stands very well though. Surprisingly. Looks pretty good. There's a lot of different options you could do here. Like, she can hold the big blaster, and that is a big blaster. But you'll have to use the vertical hinged gripping hands to do it. It looks pretty good. Not bad. The regular smaller blaster looks pretty good too. Like that. She can sort of hold her flowers. She's happy to get flowers. I gotta say, the articulation is pretty good on these figures. I mean, you get pretty good poses out of it. Like, look, she's happy. She's holding flowers, you know? Like, usually Super7 stuff is just, like, really tight. She can almost cross her arms. That's pretty good. Can she hold this? Because it is tight. She can hold the blade. Could she have been better? Of course. There are a lot of things that they could have done better with it. Is she worth the price point? I think the actors' likenesses are worth the price point. Even though the sculpts aren't quite the best, it's not very often we get multiple likenesses for multiple actors in a single pack out. The accessories, there are so many accessories. That's probably $10 just for the accessories, I think. I believe this was a $45 figure when it came out. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think this is okay. I think this is acceptable for that price point. Had it been $55 or higher, it would have been hard to swallow. But I think it's okay. I like the helmet. I like the alternate heads. The accessories are pretty outstanding. The posability, although not the best, isn't bad. Although she looks kind of wonky in some positions. Like, it's not the most natural at times. But you can get a lot going on here. Like, I don't even know if that's what the saber-tooth tiger pose is, but it's close enough. Alright, this has been a review of Super7's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Yellow Ranger. And I'm UR Supreme Toys. Thank you so much for watching.